What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. I know I am. Yeah, that's right. My day is about a 17 out of 10. If you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. Donald Trump will build a wall around your house and do a embargo on everything your house exports, including you, which means you will slowly starve to death in the confines of your room, and you don't want that to happen. So, I would press the like button if I were you. Speaking of walls, you know what else has walls around it? Prisons. And today I'm going to be telling you guys about a kid that I went to high school with that ended up getting arrested. Yeah, that's right. You know, sometimes you go to class with a kid that is just, you know, a little bit of a delinquent. I was trying to think of a word that's not as insulting, but yeah, delinquent's really the only word that I got for it. And they end up going to prison, and you're like, dang, I know someone in prison, which is pretty bizarre, you know? Like, I'm sitting here playing Counter-Strike, telling a story, and he's over there trying not to drop the soap. You know, crazy how fast life comes at you. 1 second you're sitting next to each other in English class, the next second he's getting sentenced to 15 years in prison. Classic. Absolute classic. So, yeah, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, bing, bing, bada, boom, boom, boom. So, back in high school, you know, I pretty much knew everybody. I wouldn't consider myself a popular kid as in everybody liked me because, you know, that would mean that I wasn't myself because I'm a very polarizing individual. But, I knew everybody, all right? Most of us had gone to school together since we were really, really young, and for the most part, we all kind of got along. Like, don't get me wrong, there were fights and certain cliques didn't get along with each other, but for the most part, my school was pretty peaceful, all right? I hear stories of people's schools all the time where they're like, there's a fight every day. Like, our school really didn't have a ton of violence in it. I mean, outside of food fights and stuff, but like, we're not going to talk about that, all right? I don't want anyone to comment down below, Ryan says his school is peaceful, and then list everything dumb I've ever done in school. I just don't want that. But there was one kid I never had a class with that everybody, even the teachers, kind of knew was just a little bit off. I don't know if you've ever talked to somebody that very clearly is going to be a criminal one day, but they just have this way of talking and doing things that you can just tell is a little bit abnormal, you know? It's like the look in their eye. It almost looked like their eyes are a glazed donut. You can tell that there's just really not much going on up there. Like, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but the best way I would describe it is, you ever looked a deer in the eyes at a zoo and you can just tell that there is no thought process going on? Like, the deer is kind of stupid, and that's okay because it's a deer. You don't expect intelligence out of a deer, but there's no thought process going on inside their head. Yeah, that's basically what this kid's eyes looked like. And like I said, I never had a class with him, but he always had small behavioral issues, all right? Nothing crazy, but he was the type of kid that was always getting in trouble for, like, poking kids with pencils or, you know, throwing thumbtacks at people. And in retrospect, that's kind of a big deal. Maybe throwing thumbtacks at people isn't the best way to make friends. Hey, buddy, want to hang out? Let me throw this sharp object at you and we can really just get along later. Like, definitely should have been a little bit of a red flag, but, you know, these things happen, all right? Sometimes you just gotta let a criminal throw thumbtacks at kids. It's school. So, either way, you know, he was just one of these kids that was a little bit weird, and I never really had any super up-close interactions with him. That might just be because, you know, when a kid looks like he has the eyes of a deer, you tend to stay a little bit away, but for the most part, everybody just thought he was a little bit strange, and he never did anything, like, super crazy, okay? Now, what I'm about to tell you, you usually expect kids that are, like, out-of-control maniacs to be doing this, but basically, one day in the middle of class, there's a rumor that starts going around that a kid got arrested during class. And all of us are like, yeah, sure. Because like I said, stuff like that never happened at our school. I think in all the time I was at that school, the craziest thing that happened was a food fight. So like, someone getting arrested in the middle of class was a little bit out of character, all right? It definitely wasn't something normal that you would expect to be going down at our school. So rumor of it spread pretty damn quickly. And come to find out, it wasn't just a rumor. The kid had actually gotten arrested right in the middle of class. And I don't know if there's anything quite as shocking as someone being like, so there I was, barbecue sauce on my titties, when the police kicked open the door and said, get on the ground, you're under arrest. And all of us were obviously a little bit flabbergasted, floozied, and shocked that a kid that we had known since we were like 6 years old actually got arrested in the middle of class. So the rumors keep swirling all day, and obviously everyone starts making up rumors. He's a serial killer. He actually is Pablo Escobar's great-grandson that has picked up his cocaine business. There's rumors swirling, as there is when you get arrested in the middle of class, all right? Let me break it down for you guys. If you're ever going to get arrested in the middle of class, just know people are going to spread rumors about you. It's a proven fact. So you can avoid all of this with one simple tip that pros hate. Don't get arrested. I know. Very easy, very flattering. Just don't do anything illegal and get caught doing it, and I can almost almost guarantee you no one will spread rumors about what you did to get arrested. This has been Life Advice with Scrubby. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below how that advice is working out for you. I hope none of you get arrested. It's weird to me there's a million of you guys, right? Like almost a million people on this channel alone, which means at one point, one of you guys is going to get arrested. Like someone that is watching this video is not going to take my advice and get arrested, which is just bizarre to me. But anyways, let's get back to the story. So our rumors are swirling, and over the intercom during our next actual hour of class comes our principal, and he never interrupted, and he said, "Students, obviously things have gone down today, but I want you to know that anyone found spreading rumors about this kid will immediately be met with disciplinary action, including but not limited to detention, yada yada yada. Lists us everything that's going to get us in trouble if we keep talking about it." Now, let me give you a 500 IQ play here in case you're a principal. Telling teenage kids not to do something definitely makes it worse. So when we're told not to spread rumors, now we're like, oh my god, it has to be murder, because otherwise he wouldn't care. Like if it really was just him vandalizing a car, then I mean, who cares if we're spreading rumors about it? But if it actually was something serious, that's why they'd want us to keep our mouths shut. So the rumors actually tend to get more out of control. But the rumors had nothing on what reality was. You see, eventually the truth starts to come out eventually. That's always how it works. You can try to hide the truth as long as you want. Eventually it's gonna come out and there's really nothing that you can do about it. And yeah, this kid that we had all known for quite a long time, gone to elementary school with, middle school with, everybody knew who the kid was. Like I said, he wasn't incredibly popular. He was kind of like me, but everybody knew who he was. Had actually been found and arrested for a string of armed robberies all around the Las Vegas Valley. Yeah, I don't know if you guys understand how crazy that is, but I went to a school with a bunch of bougie kids, and this kid's parents were actually loaded. Like, if this kid went to his dad and said, "Hey, Dad, can I have a new Mercedes?" His dad probably would have been like, "Yeah, what color do you want?" And then they would have gone to the store and picked it out together. Like, the fact that this kid got nailed for robbery of all things was absolutely the most bizarre thing that we had ever heard. So this kid was guilty for a string of armed robberies when his parents are loaded, meaning that this kid was just doing it for fun. I don't know about you, but when I'm out here on a Friday night, I'm not like, you know what sounds really fun? Let's grab the Glock and head on over to 7-Eleven and get myself a string of armed robberies. Like, I'm sorry, but that just does not compute for me. And as it went on and more details started to come out, yeah, it was for fun. The kid literally just said he was doing it because he was bored. What type of psychopath is bored and is like, yeah, let's go rob a store? That sounds like an absolutely fantastic time. Like I said, his parents were loaded, so they tried to keep it hush-hush, and the school was super strict about talking about it in school hours, so we started having to use, like, code words to talk about it, and we would talk about it on Twitter. Teachers, let me tell you something. Just because we can't talk about it in school doesn't mean that we won't talk about it, all right? This isn't 1985 anymore, Grandma. I have a cell phone. I can talk to literally everyone in the school within 30 seconds of you telling me not to. So next time the school's like, how do we quench rumors? Making kids not talk about it in class doesn't matter because we have cell phones and we're not living in 1984. So his parents immediately lawyered up, and after the first couple slips, we didn't really hear anything about it, and the last that I heard about it, it actually wasn't charged as a felony. I don't know how they got it dropped, because armed robbery is definitely a felony. They bought, like, the best lawyer money could buy, and he ended up having to go to, like, this rehab camp thing for a long time, but sadly, that wasn't the last we heard of him, because the reason I'm thinking about this is about a month ago, he actually got hit with more armed robbery charges, and this time he wasn't a kid. I think a large part of his defense was that, like, oh, I'm only 16, I have my life ahead of me, rah, rah, rah. And the judge was like, oh yeah, fair enough. He was doing more armed robberies because he was bored, and this time, the judge wasn't so lenient, and he actually got sentenced to 15 years in prison. And call me crazy here, but I don't think the kid was ever gonna do anything with his life, because once you get let off with armed robbery once, generally your thought process should be, I probably shouldn't do this again. But he went, nah man, I'm bored, better send it, and proceeded to rob more places. So, you know, maybe at that point it's best to just lock you away because you clearly are lacking the brain cells you need to be a functioning member of society. But yeah, that's the story of a time a kid got arrested at my school. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of the video. And today's notification shout out goes to the one, the only Makai1233. If you want a notification shout out, all you gotta do is turn on notifications and send a screenshot to my Instagram at Scrubby, and I shout somebody out every single day. Moral of today's story, ladies and gentlemen, is really obvious. Don't rob things. It's just not gonna end well. And if you are gonna rob things, at least have a reason to rob it, alright? Like, I think this might have been a little bit different if he was like, my mom can't pay her medical bills, so I had to do what I had to do. But the fact he really was like, man, I was bored and armed robbery isn't boring, just goes to show what type of kid this was. But yeah, On that note, I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. And this has been Scrubby. I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.